Hi everyone, this is Danielle and welcome back to Passport on a Plate, where I show you recipes to make you feel like you're traveling the world from the comfort of your very own kitchen. As I mentioned in my very first video, I studied abroad in Spain for a semester in Mallorca, part of the Balearic Islands, and it was one of the best things I've ever done. And while I was there, I learned a lot about Spanish cuisine, and I even had a Mediterranean cuisine course. And a really amazing part of Spanish cuisine are tapas and pinchos. Tapas are small bites of food, and almost every bar in Spain has them. So it can be hot or cold, anything in between, and a Pintxo is very similar. It's more a part of the northern area of Spain, and it is something that's going to be stacked on a piece of bread, and it normally has a toothpick to hold it all together. So today we're going to be making a Pintxo recipe that I learned in my Mediterranean class, and it has pork, melted cheese, egg, a pepper, all on toasted sourdough bread. So we're going to grab our ingredients and let's get started. Before we get started today, please remember to hit that red subscribe button right below the video and give this video a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And let's go over the ingredients that you will need to start this dish. I will include a picture right here of the plate that we made in class, and it is beautifully made and a delicious dish, and I'm going to try to make it as presentable today for you as well. So for our dish, we're going to be using pork tenderloin. I have already baked this at 350 degrees for around 30 minutes to 150 degrees so that it's completed. We're also going to be using whole milk shredded mozzarella cheese that we're going to melt on our pork tenderloin. We have some pieces of fresh sourdough bread right here that we're going to toast for the base of our dish. I've got 2 eggs. In my class we used quail eggs, which are impossible to find here in the United States, so we're just using regular eggs for today. We've got some tomatoes that I just purchased on the vine that we sliced. In my class in Spain, we used Padrón peppers, which are very similar to Shishito peppers, and that was what I was able to find here. I got these from Whole Foods. They were also a bit tricky to find, so if you're able to find Padrón or Shishito peppers, either will do. So we're gonna get our peppers in a pan with some oil to start cooking, and we'll get started with our dish. Here on the stove, I have a saucepan that I've preheated about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil in on a medium-high heat. I have our Shishito peppers right here. I did rinse them off and dry them so that when we put them in the pan, the water doesn't splatter back at you. I'm going to use my tongs to get these peppers into the pan to start cooking. As you can see, the peppers do splatter a little bit in the oil, so if they splatter, just grab your pan and pull it off the stove to reduce the heat a little bit, and once it calms down, you can add it back to your stove. We're gonna let these char for about 5 to 8 minutes, and then we'll move on with the next ingredients of our dish. Our Shishito peppers are just finished cooking. They have a nice char on them, and they've gotten softer than they were when they were uncooked. So we're going to set these aside off the heat and move on with the rest of our items for our dish. Here we've got the next few components. So I have 2 pieces of sourdough bread that I've toasted in the toaster on both sides. If you don't have a toaster, you can do this on the stove as well. Just butter the sides of your bread so they don't get too dry, and you can toast them in a saucepan as well. We do have our cooked pork tenderloin here, and we're going to be putting it in the toaster just to melt the cheese on top. It is fully cooked already. So we're just going to sprinkle our mozzarella cheese on top of the pork tenderloin pieces, pop them in the toaster under the broil setting, and get this cheese melted and nice and crispy on top. The last step to prepare for our dish is cooking our eggs. So we have 2 eggs right over here. We've got the same pan that we cooked our Shishito peppers in, and we're just going to reuse that remaining olive oil to cook these eggs. So we're going to get our eggs into our pan and let them cook, and then we're going to flip to cook on the other side for our dish. We've got all of our elements here to assemble our Pintxo. We've got our toasted sourdough bread, our sliced tomato, our charred Shishito peppers, our fried egg right over here. It got a little messy, but that's okay. However you cook your egg is fine. And we have our pork with our broiled mozzarella melted on top right here. So you'll take your 2 pieces of sourdough bread, and again, I'm only making 2 today. You can make this recipe as large or as small as you want, just depending. And it is quite variable. I didn't really use exact amounts of anything today. We're going to take our tomato first and just lay it on the bottom here. I'm going to use 2 slices of tomato for both pieces of bread. And next we're going to get our pieces of pork on here. We're going to add our fried egg on top. And then we're going to finish it off with our peppers and our toothpicks as well, because you will definitely need something to hold this all together. So I'm going to layer a few peppers on top of each piece. And then to make sure our bites stay complete, we'll add some really cute toothpicks as well. You can use whatever toothpicks you have, you just want to make sure that they're long enough to get through everything. And you're ready to go. All right, we've got our finished Pintxo right here. It came together so beautifully. As you can see, we've got toothpicks holding it together just so nothing falls off. This is a great dish or appetizer or snack to share with friends. If you've got any other great tapas recipes or pinchos or anything you'd like to see me try to make, I'd love to hear about your recipes, and I definitely look forward to trying other Mallorcan recipes in the future on this channel. So please, as always, hit that red subscribe button right below, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you next Wednesday to bring your passport to your plate. Bye!